We all know the story. 3 wise men, guided by a star, offering gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh to a child in a manger. We call them kings, sages, visitors from the Orient. Anything to avoid their original title, magus. The Greek word magoi, it meant astrologer, priest, and yes, magician. But what if the revered wise men of Bethlehem were the very same kind of sorcerers condemned elsewhere in the exact same book? This isn't just a translation problem. The journey of this single word, Magi, reveals a hidden history of shifting power, cultural suspicion, and a battle for the soul of the sacred itself. Our journey begins in the heart of the Persian Empire. Long before Rome, long before Bethlehem, the Magi were a hereditary priestly caste within the Zoroastrian tradition. They tended the sacred fires, performed purification rites, interpreted dreams, and read the heavens as a divine text. Their name came from an ancient root word, mag, to have power. They guided the hands of kings. They memorized hymns and cosmologies, and held the ritual knowledge that kept the cosmos in balance. They were the scientists and spiritual guardians of an empire. To their own people, they were nothing like sorcerers. They were the custodians of truth. In the ancient world, the line between science and spirit was thin. Astrology wasn't superstition, it was a sophisticated system for reading the structure of the cosmos. The heavens were a divine script. When the Greeks encountered these Persian priests, they borrowed their name, Magos. But outside its native context, the word began to warp. Persian rituals looked foreign. Their fire temples, their chants, their star reading, fascinating but unsettling. To Greek eyes, the Magi were exotic holy men, or suspicious wonder workers. The word magos could now mean a wise man from the East, or a fraud, a conjurer, a dealer in spells. A title of priestly authority had become a label walking a knife's edge between wisdom and deception. This tension erupts inside the New Testament itself. In the Gospel of Matthew, the Magoi are righteous astrologers, guided by a star to honor a newborn king. They are the heroes of the Nativity, outsiders who recognize the sacred when insiders do not. But turn to the book of Acts, and the Magos becomes the villain. Elymas the Magos, a sorcerer, struck blind for resisting the apostles. Simon Magus, condemned for trying to buy divine power. The same word. In one story, a saint. In another, a heretic. The Bible preserves a profound contradiction. When is a Magos a bearer of holy insight? And when is he a dangerous rival to divine authority? In the Roman Empire, magic was both a fascination and a political danger. Foreign religious specialists, astrologers, diviners, Persian priests, were seen as potential rivals to imperial control. Mystery cults like the worship of Mithras, though not actually led by Persian Magi, carried the aura of Eastern wisdom and competed with Christianity for the allegiance of soldiers and citizens. To both church and empire, the figure of the Magos became a problem. Too foreign, too powerful, too independent. And so the definition hardened. John Wycliffe's 14th century translation didn't call the Bethlehem visitors wise men. He called them astrologers. And historically, he was right. But as Christianity grew, it began drawing sharper boundaries. Competing forms of supernatural knowledge, astrology, divination, dream interpretation, were recast as threats. What the Magi once practiced as sacred science became in Christian eyes forbidden knowledge. The Church was defining orthodoxy, and the Magi stood on the wrong side of the line. And so began a shift in meaning that eventually gave us the words magic and magician. The jump from Magi to magic wasn't just a natural evolution of language, it was a hit job. That one bit of cultural side-eye that drew the line between holy and forbidden went on to shape how societies defined forbidden power or trickery for millennia. A word once tied to priestly authority was weaponized in a struggle over who may speak for the divine. The journey of this one word reveals where cultures draw the boundary between holy wisdom and forbidden power. From Persian priests to the stargazing outsiders of the Christian Nativity to medieval witches hunched over forbidden books, the Magos became a battleground for one of civilization's oldest conflicts. Who controls knowledge? Who defines the sacred? And who decides what must be called magic?